All right, and we are live. How is everybody this morning? It's Larsen Live. It is February 11th. We opened up with Sabaton's Hellfighters, speaking of black history stories that need to be made into movies. But no, don't do that. Just make Anne Boleyn black and just cram in a bunch of bullshit where it doesn't belong. Anyway, yeah, don't bother making real stories or anything. Anyways, yeah, we're off to a great start. Count 'em, two people listening. And hey, to be fair, I didn't really put that much work into doing my stream this week. I had a lot of, school-related stuff to do. So hey, it works out. No effort on your side, no effort on my side. Just kidding. I like all my fans. And, I would have fun even if none of you showed up. I mean, I have done live streams with literally nobody listening because they weren't, in fact, live. But never mind that. Yeah, so what the hell is this weather going on? Yeah, this is such a boomer take I'm doing. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's weather these days. Boy, it sure is cold outside. Large weather we're having, isn't it, Blue Toe? C-Punk Messiah says he's doing good, drinking coffee. I also drank coffee this morning, sir. All right, so I actually just closed out my web browser, but that's okay. I'll just open it up again because, you can still hear me. Let's see, where was I? Oh, yes. So you see, this weather is completely ridiculous. I mean, a couple days ago it was like 60 degrees, then it was like 2 degrees, now it's 40 degrees. Yeah, I was led to believe that if we all ate the bugs and drove electric cars and, peacefully died off, the weather would be gooder. At least that's what, dancing fat nerds and pie-faced little girls told me. So I don't know why that's not working. Maybe if we eat more bugs, it'll work out. Ninja Master says, we like you have fans. Always like the martial arts and music commentary. I mean, yeah, I know that, but, okay, now some people are showing up. Okay. Well, I appreciate my fans. C-Punk Messiah says the weather's pretty random up here. It's pretty sunny now. Yeah, it's, cold, but not ball-rendingly cold like it was last week. Yeah, how's everybody's, weekend going so far? I got some music lessons. And, possibly meeting up with a lady. I believe there's a new barbaric lady in the works. But, we'll see about that later today. Anyway, yeah, so let's talk about some news such as it is. It wasn't a particularly crazy news week. Nothing like major happened from what I saw, but there was a little bit of things going on. First of all, there was a massive earthquake in Turkey, or should I say Turkey, as they demand to be called now, a Turkquake, if you will. It was apparently some pretty big stuff. Yeah, there was a massive earthquake in parts of Turkey going into Syria. Yeah, it's obviously not good. A lot of people died, apparently. Let's see, I'm seeing some footage. A little pupper coming out of the rubble. Thankfully, the dog was safe. Yes, my, I don't want to say, thoughts and prayers because that's bullshit. But, yeah, I mean, obviously, no country should be rended in an earthquake. So, yeah, my regards. I mean, I'm still not entirely in favor of this demanding that it be spelled Turkey. But yeah, that's obviously my regards to the people. Man, the tectonic plates just rendered themselves like 3 to 4 meters. I'm not getting casualty figures. I mean, it's probably a lot. Oh, and there's a baby who was rescued who looks like that Hezbollah guy. Oh, Jesus, it's more than 22,000. Yeah, that's not good. Not good. Okay. Now, what else happened in the news? Of course, the infamous Chinese spy balloon, which was slowly gallivanting about the sky, was shot down by an F-22. Fun fact, I believe that is the only thing the F-22 has ever shot down. I mean, yeah, it's really nice that you needed a jet plane to shoot down a balloon. I still say that eventually it would have drifted low enough that some kid with a rifle could have shot it down. And yeah, as I've discussed before, the whole R&D acquisitions, like Department of Defense thing, is basically just a money laundering scam. I mean, based on my meager knowledge, I mean, we could basically mop the floor with most countries on Earth with just the F-16s and like A-10 Warthogs. But no, we got to keep putting money into the pockets of senators who lobby for the defense industry. Anyway, yeah, here's some positive news with regards to the Turkey thing. Many nations have sent rescue personnel, and I'm proud to say that the United States is number 2 in that list. The number 1 rescue team is Azerbaijan, which, is perhaps close by and culturally related. And then U.S., Germany, Australia, Albania, a lot of places. So, yes, I might donate some money if I could find a reputable charity person, perhaps at the grocery store. Okay. Biff Slankovich says that a second device has been shot down over Alaska. I was not aware of that. Now, why is Twitter not depicting that in the trending? Instead, for some inane reason, Adam West is trending. He's been dead for the past 6 years. And Andrew Tate is still in prison. Yes, Ninja Master, he is still in prison. I mean, from what I gather in that, like the women in question said that they were not trafficked and they were doing it voluntarily, but they demanded that they say that they were trafficked, and he's still rotting in prison. As I've said before, I am, basically in favor of anybody having the right to free speech. But with that being said, the people who I've known, like the kids at school who are into Andrew Tate, they're kind of complete shitheads, so not particularly enamored with the man's writing. Or, whatever he does, TikToks or whatever. But yeah, I mean, he should not be rotting in prison. And yeah, I'm just going to say it. I've never got the whole TikTok thing, like, at all. I mean, even despite the fact that it's Chinese communist spy technology, I just don't get the appeal. Like, I never really got the appeal of Vines either. I mean, I understand, like, the concept. They're, like, short little digestible videos, less than a minute. But I just don't get, like, the style, I guess, with the, like, cutting about, quick jump cuts and just, kind of dancing about. Like, I go to like, when I'm on bathroom duty in school, I see, like, I'll hear stuff coming out of, usually the girls' bathroom. I'll knock on the door discreetly, as I'm supposed to, and they're just dancing about making their little TikToks. Like, I don't understand why this is, like, entertaining. And this one girl in my first period class says that, like, there's, like, Dunkin' Donuts coffees named after these TikTok, dancing queens. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm just an old man. I just don't get it. Then on Twitter the other day, I saw some, young lady dancing about in the middle of a Costco, and there's some old guys like, can I just buy these pieces of lumber? And just taking up the whole lane, dancing about. I will never understand this. I mean, I'll never really understand the appeal of, like, these new video games the kids play either. Yep, I'm 31 years old. I'm already an old man. It was nice being young and vibrant once. All right, so Moving on in international news. Let's see, what should I go over first? I guess we should stick with the international news. Okay, there's been a photo op recently of Rishi Sunak and Vladimir Zelensky wearing helmets. And I got to be honest, they're looking very Michael Dukakis-esque, with their little tiny peanut heads and their big helmets. They look really dorky and lame. Obviously, the Ukraine war is still going on. There's no end in sight. Rishi Sunak is a 5'4" dweeb, and he should never be shown wearing an army helmet ever in his life. But yeah, speaking of Ukraine, here's the important news coming on. Ukrainian refugees who are sex workers, they refuse to have sex with black people and brown people in various European countries. And this is just an absolute tragedy. This is the new face of European racism. Allegedly. Let me see if I can find the source for this. Come on, where? Find them. By the way, it's really... I'm sure this is going to put me on an FBI watch list when I look up Ukrainian refugee sex worker on Twitter. I might be ruining my life here. Anyway. Okay, that didn't get any results, but I swear I saw this. Let me look this up. Okay. Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, so Ukrainian refugee women involved in sex work refuse to sleep with black and colored people. The new face of European racism. This is a very, very, very stupid article. I mean, look, if we strip away all this, pun not intended, if we strip away all the sexuality and all the baggage that comes with prostitution, I mean, what is it really? It's a business. It's a small business. Does a small business woman, getting that bag, hashtag girl boss, does she not have the right to refuse clients? I mean, obviously this is not a world I'm really involved in, but, I feel like to an extent, I feel like just for safety's sake, I mean, they could, refuse to serve whoever they choose to refuse. I mean, I wasn't aware that prostitution was a public service. Having sex with Eastern European ladies is not something that, you can demand. I know a lot of people think they can demand it, but you can't. Now, of course, if you'll remember from several months ago, I discussed how Ukrainian refugees coming to France, within seconds of arriving in Paris, the French government literally set up the women and only the women into speed dating events with a bunch of black dudes. Which, I don't know, that seems very strange to me. Not, again, not that I'm against, interracial, relationships or anything like that. But the fact that the government's, putting money behind this and really putting a concerted effort to make the women, and specifically the women, slurp that soul pole, I don't even know where to begin. I don't know, why is the government of every Western country really into, this weird racial cuckoldry thing? You think refugees would have more important concerns to deal with. It's no. You gotta have sex with black dudes. Me. Okay. Ninja Master says he doesn't get TikTok either. We're all getting old. Every time I see that guy, I recall him in that high-heeled dance video. Who can take him seriously? I'm going to assume you're talking about Vladimir Zelensky, but honestly, since we're talking about the French government, it could be, Emmanuel Macron, or hell, I mean, speaking of Western like cuck governments, might be Justin Trudeau. He's into like dressing up and dancing about. Why do we run like what? What is happening in the world? Like, why are we being governed by absolute clowns? Okay, let's see. I'm getting a text. Yeah, I have to question how big Mr. Zelensky's feet are, if you can fit them into high heels. And yes, as I was reminded by the new barbaric lady, they do in fact make high-heeled shoes for men nowadays. Which again, there's nothing wrong with that. You do you. Okay. Biff Stankovich says Mike Pence will have to testify under subpoena. Ha ha, unless Trump claims he doesn't have to under some odd form of executive privilege. Okay. Biff Stankovich says, what is with the clogs that kids are all wearing? Are they so comfortable because they're ugly? I'm going to have to assume you mean Crocs, sir. And yeah, I see the kids in school, they wear Crocs too. And, I try to gently persuade them to, wear, halfway decent shoes. The kids refer to my shoes as quote-unquote alligator shoes. They are not alligator shoes. They're, nice leather shoes with nice, little points on the end, kind of wingtips. I polish them up real good. And, they call them alligator shoes. As if I can afford alligator shoes on a teacher's salary. Let me look up how much alligator shoes cost. See a wingtip, just a regular wingtip. It's $400. Okay, here we go. Carmina Shoemaker, exotic skins, gators. Let's see. Holy shit. $1,200 for alligator shoes. Dr. Woes, I'm having a hard time keeping these gators down. Woo! Sorry. Yeah, it's yeah, kids, if there's any of my students listening, I assure you that I'm a civil servant. I cannot afford gators. But these kids are so gobsmacked by the idea of somebody wearing nice shoes, they just jumped the highest, permutation of nice shoes. They can't conceive of mid-range, affordable shoes that don't look like garbage. Okay, C-Punk Messiah says, he feels me. I've long said that my likes are old-fashioned. My content for tendy shit that runs strong. Yeah, my likes are pretty old-fashioned too. But yeah, Crocs are garbage. I mean, I don't know. I guess people are just, you know what I think it is? It's like that episode of Seinfeld where George just starts wearing sweatpants. And Jerry's like, you know what it says when you wear sweatpants, George? It says, I've given up on life. I've given up on ever looking good, so I'm just going to be comfortable. And I feel like that's kind of why kids wear Crocs. It's like everybody's just kind of given up on life and looking halfway presentable. So you might as well wear these, rubber, foam shoes that are garbage. I mean, I guess they're comfortable. I mean, I've never worn Crocs. I refuse to ever wear Crocs because I have, some modicum of dignity. Yeah, I try to gently guide my students away from wearing Crocs. My pleas fall on deaf ears. Ninja Master says don't even bother to do their hair. Oh, I mean, kids do their hair nowadays. They have those terrible haircuts. Has anybody ever seen those new haircuts they have? They're these weird kind of like skull bowl mullets. They're like these. It's like a mullet, but you kind of you kind of buzz it on top. Then you just have this like curtain in the back. It is like literally the worst haircut I've ever seen in my life. And I'm showing up with the pompadour, and the kids all say I look like Elvis. So, I guess there's no reason why anybody should not be like getting girls or being socially successful. Like the bar is so low nowadays. If you just have some modicum of style and like basic human dignity, you'll be like a 7 out of 10 at minimum. So I don't think my listeners are losers. But yeah, if any of my listeners are like incels or general like cretins and losers, like just put a tiny bit of effort into it, and you'll be ahead of the pack. You'll be ahead of like 90% of dudes. Anyway, Ninja Master asks, look up this weird, terrible haircut if I can find one. I don't know what it's called. Like if I go to the barber shop near me, they have like pictures of it on the wall. Trying to look for it. Meanwhile, I'm going to look at what Biff Slankovich said. He said, whatever happened to desert boots? I had a pair of desert boots once, but it's like the soles were this kind of like weird gummy rubber, and they were basically melting in the hot sun. So ironically, they would not be good for the desert. Jeez, where is this haircut? Okay, yeah, it's like the mullet is being revived, and there's a couple of kids in my school. They have these like weird skullets, and yeah, I don't. Somehow you made the mullet worse. I don't know how you could even do that. Oh God, yeah. For those of you who are a little younger than me, you may not know this, but there was a time when like mullets were actually trendy. Yeah, like Mel Gibson had a mullet, Jean-Claude Van Damme had a mullet, even Superman had a mullet for a few years in the '90s, which is coincidentally the same decade where he was beaten to death by Doomsday. So you can interpret that as you will. All right, so I found like kind of an example. It's not quite the thing, but it's kind of close. I'm gonna try to put this, see if I can play it on the stream. Okay, let's see sources. I never actually put a picture on the screen, so let me just wait. What? That's not it. Okay, let me. So excuse me while I fumble about, trying to figure out how to do this. Okay, let me see. Okay. Where the hell is I? just saved this picture? Oh, it's a GIF. I can't do that on stream. Excuse the technical difficulties here. Never put a picture on stream. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's see if this will do it. Yeah, here we go. Check out this terrible, terrible haircut. I don't know if you're seeing it. Yeah, wait. Let me go back to my stream. Are you seeing it? Come on, where is it? Where is it? I'm seeing it in my little feed, but of course there's a delay. Let's see if it's there. Yeah, I don't know if it's showing up, but well, I posted. Okay, I guess it is showing up. Ninja Master's seeing it now. All right, good. Yeah, that is a like. Yeah, it's not even okay. It's super delayed, but yes, it does eventually show up. And yeah, I'm gonna. You're obviously all seeing this terrible haircut, so I'm just gonna erase this for my own sanity. Okay, let's remove that. Yeah. So anyway, it's like it's even worse than a mullet because not only is it just long in the back and like short in the front, but it's like stylized in the front in like the worst possible way. It's like buzz on the side. You have this weird like Norwood line on the front. And yeah, there's like kids in my school like they're getting this haircut too, and I don't know why, but like all the kids who couple of kids who have this, they're all kind of fat kids, and like this hair does not make your face look good. If your face is already fat, you don't need to frame it and make it look even wider. Yeah, that's Jesus. All right, so this is a nice, interesting conversation we're having. It was kind of a slow news week, so we could talk about hair and fashion. Punk Messiah said a while back, the nothing is trying to swallow Fantasia again. It's having a profound effect on the real world. Somebody hurry up and give the childlike empress her new name. Yes, we all remember Bastion yells some gibberish, which I'm told is the word moonchild. It was really hard to understand. It was raining pretty heavily. Also, yeah, you want to talk about a franchise that went off the skids real quick? Woof. I'm told that the book, The Neverending Story, is really good. I haven't read it. It's written by a German fellow. Okay, Punk Messiah says, long metal hair has been my go-to hairstyle. Got to keep that shit brushed. I know, I've never really had the patience to do long hair. Like, the longest I ever got was I used to have, like, I've always been doing the pompadour for a few years now. But it was really long. Like, if it was wet, you could actually pull it down past my chin. And yeah, it was like the full-on, like, Johnny Bravo, like, foot-tall pompadour, which, looks great, but you have to, you know, product the hell out of it. And when you don't have any product in it, it gets really unwieldy. So eventually I just trimmed it down to, like 3 or 4 inches so I can get, the surf wave, but not be too unmanageable. Biff Slankovich says, got the low black Converse sneakers for social engagements and high white Chuck Taylors for playing ball. Go Celtics. And here I am with my crappy New Balance sneakers for when I need to do athletics. Okay, Punk Messiah says, the man bun is not as prominent amongst the millennials as people think it is. Okay, and then everybody reacted to the terrible, terrible haircut. And Ninja Master confirms that, yes, the childlike empress, who is also the name of the mother of Sebastian, was in fact Moonchild. Ninja Master also confirms that Jack Black was in the third movie, which is unwatchable. Oh yeah, it is. Although I will say that, like, the third Neverending Story is actually kind of entertaining just because of Jack Black. I mean, he's playing a high school bully, but he plays him like a James Bond villain. He's completely, like, insane with it, and it's honestly kind of funny. But yeah, that movie sucked. All right. So what else is going on? Got some business news. In Pennsylvania, there was a very large farm fire, a massive culling, if you will, of the chicken farms in Lebanon County, Pennsylvania. Kreider Farms. There was $12 million of chickens and eggs lost. Not coincidentally, eggs are becoming really expensive these days. $12 million in damages, 250,000 chickens killed. Why are all the food processing plants dying and being destroyed? Why are our societal betters telling us that we need to, like, purge 80% of the population to save the environment? I'm a little concerned with this. But hey, I mean, you're not actively killing people. So, it doesn't count as genocide. You're just letting them die. Also, like, this whole stove thing with the electric heat and the stoves. It's getting a little cray. I mean, personally, I really gotta save that money and buy that farm. I mean, yeah, we got a couple more business-related news bits, and then we're gonna get into the silly side. Right, Walmart confirms it's closing more stores after the CEO issued a warning over shutdowns amid the rise in self-checkout thefts. See, I knew this would happen. I mean, I'm sorely tempted to basically rip off the store whenever I go use self-checkouts, but the grocery store near me is very wise. I have a employee who basically just stands there and watches like a hawk to make sure nobody's stealing. So, honestly, that would probably save you a lot of money in the long run if you just had one employee to watch people, and then everybody else can just use a self-checkout. I always thought that, like, having self-checkouts would save money in the long run because you don't have to hire baggers, but I guess that's not happening. Also, yeah, screw Walmart. Hey, Bislankovich says that John Fetterman went to hospital again. It's still better than having Doug Mastriano as a U.S. Senator. Doug was the Q guy. Yes to both of those. Yes. And good old Senator Fester. All right, so that's like the actual news going on. Now we're going to get into the stupid stuff. Now, actually, since we're talking about shoes and clothing, something I have to talk about. Has anybody ever seen those, like, it's like a new trend of, like, shoes people are wearing? I don't know what it is. Like, they're like these weird, like, cartoon boots that people wear nowadays. Like these big, kind of chunky, like, red boots. They literally look like Sonic the Hedgehog shoes. They're like, little boots. They go kind of up your shin. I mean, you think Crocs look bad. These things look bad. This is from the fashion company MSCHF, Mischief. It's a big red boot. Well, yes, they are certainly mischievous. I mean, they're mischievous in the same way that, like, like Looney Tunes characters get involved in mischief. Or, I'm trying to think of, like, you know what these look like? They look like olive oil shoes from Popeye, like the exact kind of shoes. These are terrible, terrible shoes. Apparently, they're really difficult to take off once you have them on. Yes, and then literally seeing, like, Pac-Man wearing the big shoes. That's, of course, the Pac-Man World design. And I guess the Pac-Man 2, The New Adventures design. Pac-Man 2, The New Adventures, of course, being a game where Pac-Man is an emasculated suburban husband. I did a video on it many years ago. Anyway, the point is, big red cartoon shoes don't look good on anybody. Okay, Ninja Master says he wants an example of the cartoon shoes. Yeah, I'll pull those out. Okay, let's just save this picture now. Yes, I've added a new dimension to my show. I can put pictures in the show. I will be doing this much more regularly. Okay. Is this another JFIF thing? Okay, what the hell is JFIF? Nobody uses JFIF, Twitter. Use a PNG or a GIF or a JPEG like everybody else, idiots. Now we're just going to erase this source. Then we're going to put this source up as I slowly walk you through my computerizations. Okay, we're going to... All right, and here we go. Yep, here is... Yes, here. Yeah, Seapunk Messiah says they're strong bad boots. Yeah, they're like big chunky cartoon shoes. Like, unless you are in fact a cartoon character, you should not be wearing shoes like this. Yeah, like they're literally olive oil shoes. Ninja Master says, it's a me, Mario. Mario wears brown shoes, sir. He wears boots. He is a hardworking, blue-collar, guy. Salt of the earth working man. And I'm just going to get rid of these terrible shoes. You thought the Ugg boots were bad. I'm going to reiterate this, but... Whoops, sorry. Yeah, I'm going to reiterate this, but yeah, man, I look like a goddamn king wearing, like, normal shoes and dressing like a normal person. Alright, so in pop culture news, well, first of all, today is apparently the anniversary of the Song of Bernadette. Our Lady of Lourdes. Hey, February 11th, Lourdes, France, 1858, Saint Bernadette Soubirous. So as the first apparition of, the Virgin Mary, a Marian apparition in the garbage dump. I am not a Catholic, but I saw the movie The Song of Bernadette, so it's kind of interesting. And now that we've talked about that, let's get back to talking about random crap. Yeah, right. So the big news in pop culture is the new video game Hogwarts Legacy comes out, which is a prequel to Harry Potter. It takes place about 100 years beforehand, and everybody's losing their crap. Why? Because J.K. Rowling is a TERF. She's a trans-exclusionary radical feminist, and she doesn't like the trans people. So then, turns out that as a bit of a jab, or I don't know exactly what the context was, there is a trans person in the game. And apparently people felt this was, like, offensive because it was sort of like a veiled insult. Serona Ryan is the character's name. Serona is, in fact, a Gaelic name. But people think it's like a stealth joke on, like, Sir Ryan. From what I gather, Hogwarts Legacy is some kind of MMO. I really don't care for MMOs in general, so I wasn't going to play it anyway. But yeah, I mean, who cares about a stupid video game? I don't know, this is the hill to die on. And frankly, if you're going to attack J.K. Rowling for something, you should attack her for her canonical world-building botchery where she says that, like, wizards, like, don't use toilets. They just drop trow and, like, take dumps on the floor and then magic it away. Like, why? Like, you couldn't magic yourself up some indoor plumbing? Like, excuse me, Safina Picari, I'm going to go take a dump. Just drop trow in the middle of the room and just magic it away. Poof. It's not great writing, but I don't think she's really a bigot per se. Okay. So we got some comments here. Seapunk Messiah says, fashion is the pits nowadays. Yes, it is. Well, hey, you got Cactus Jack, whatever his name is, who is like a fashion house who they made those McDonald's toys of him. Apparently this guy's more important than Mac Tonight, which I'm still mad about. But yeah, like I looked up some of those fashions, like Cactus Joe Fashion House, not Cactus Jack, of course. And yeah, they look like crap. Ponythroat says those boots look like they're made out of Play-Doh. Yeah, they look like, and from what I've gathered, there's like high-heeled shoes now that are made of that same stuff. And they literally look like Marge Simpson's shoes. Ninja Master says he was watching some of that on Twitch. I'm not into Harry Potter. I'm completely clueless. I mean, I didn't read the books. I was forced to watch the movies by multiple women in my life, so I am roughly familiar with what goes on in the wizarding world. But yeah, from what I gathered, it is a prequel that takes place, I believe, in the turn of the 20th century. Ponythroat says it's a single-player game, not an MMO. Thank you for correcting me. I was not aware of that. Yeah, it looks like sort of wizarding Dark Souls, I guess, from the few clips I've seen. Seapunk Messiah says she's up to some unethical stuff. I'm staying away from it. She certainly went crazy. Yes, Joanne Catherine Rowling. She should have stuck to writing. Okay. Ponythroat says the wizards are all Indian. Well, there are Indian wizards. I question how many there would have been in, like, the early 1900s when this game takes place. But yeah, I guess when you never need to invent indoor plumbing and you can just magic it away, sanitary standards go out the window. Ponythroat says Mac Tonight had a great rap career. Yes, he sure did. Seapunk Messiah says, I was big into Harry Potter, loved it for years. Seeing it go down in flames kills me inside. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan, but, I like the movies all right. But, yeah, I mean, I guess that's like an iron rule of geekdom that all your favorite franchises will go down the shitter at some point. I mean, we all know, you can say that about Star Wars, certainly. The Simpsons. They're making a fifth Indiana Jones, which, from what I've heard of, kind of leaked backstage things, that's going to be a complete debacle. And, I mean, Disney's certainly trying to milk those cash cows. I'm surprised they haven't done that with The Simpsons that much. I mean, they're still making The Simpsons. Disney does own The Simpsons now. Like, I'm surprised they haven't made, like, like, miniseries of, like, The Book of Disco Stew. Or, like, some kind of side series about, like, Gil Gunderson or, like, Apu or something. Oh, shit, I just gave him ideas, didn't I? Okay. So, yeah, I mean, seeing as I am very much a retro gamer, I will probably not be playing Hogwarts Legacy, but I might watch some clips. Yeah, apparently, like, streamers are getting, like, lambasted by their fans for, playing it. Oh, now we got some fails from the ladies. The people who live upstairs from me are yelling about something or other. Anyway, we all know how if you talk to women at work, you get called out for being a creep. But did you know that if you don't talk to women, you create a hostile work environment? And I quote, a colleague at work, 27-year-old male, refused to socialize with me, 25-year-old female, or any of the women in our office. Okay? So apparently this is a law firm. He joined the firm, and he socializes with the guys, but he doesn't socialize with the girls. He's kind of quiet. He does not discuss outside work-related events. Even on work parties, he only contributes the bare minimum with the girls. The girls are gonna go to HR because this is a hostile work environment. He's cordial and strictly about business, and it's wearing thin now. Any advice is appreciated. Well, ladies, you clamp down hard on any men who are pursuing romance in the workplace. And then you're surprised that men, don't hit on you in the office anymore. I mean, the correlation of fucking around and finding out has reached its apex. Technically, couldn't this guy sue them for sexual harassment? I don't know. Just what do women want exactly? I mean, I like to think I'm, pretty well versed in, how the opposite sex works, but sometimes this happens and it just boggles my mind. Gentlemen, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Tony Throat says the law firms over 30 become law saggies. Oh, they stay firm a little longer than that, sir. And yeah, we're actually going to get the female aging in the next topic. But yeah, this is, women L's. Women posting their L's as always. I mean, personally, I try to avoid, going for women at work. I did manage to hook up with one woman years ago at a job. But yeah, it's usually not a thing I do. Clearly, the solution is for women to get out of the workplace. Kidding. That's not what we do. I mean, the obvious solution would be to ask women to be a little rational, but yeah, that's not happening. Okay, Steampunk Messiah says there's a manga called Mashly, which is essentially a parody of Harry Potter. The main character cannot do magic, but he just basically brute forces his way through magic school. That actually sounds funny. I'm going to look that up right now. Okay. Mashly, Magic and Muscles. Okay. Set in a world of magic where magic is used for everything, there's a young man who trains and bulks up. Will his muscular body protect him from the magic users? Yeah, this sounds like some good shit. And apparently, there's going to be an anime in April 2023. Now, I am aware that Harry Potter is a big, pretty big in Japan, since, the Japanese do seem to like the, proper English stuff. I mean, Harrods does have its own branch in Tokyo. Yeah, I'm going to have to check out Mashly, or Mashal, however the hell you pronounce this. I guess that's going to be I'm sure there's a huge debate amongst Mashal fans as to how you pronounce it, like Mashal and Mashly. Steampunk Messiah says, rule of thumb is don't shit where you eat. I tell my dad that all the time when he asks me why I'm not hitting on female teachers. I have to tell him that's not like it was back in your day, Pops. You can't just, screw around anymore. Big Sankovich says he's a good collection lawyer. I try not to deal with lawyers. Yeah, speaking of fandom debates, which I'm sure there are about how you pronounce Mashal or Mashly, I've recently become aware of the whole, this very specific debate amongst the Simpsons fan base, such as it is, about a line from season 6. Some of you know where I'm going with this. Ralph Wiggum's declaration of, oh boy, sleep, that's where I'm a Viking. People have been debating for like close to 30 years about what this joke means. I mean, my immediate reaction was he has a dream about being a Viking. But some people are like, no, what he means is he's good at sleeping. Because, you say I'm Viking when you mean I'm good at something. I don't understand how this could possibly be a debate. See, I'm getting more lessons. The women really want that Larsen, the Larsen sensation. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, TLDR, women are a bit inane. Okay. Pointy Throat says, after finishing off in the owlery, Harry and Ron turn their wands on themselves. Did Ron have an owl? I don't remember. You know what I remember thinking watching the Harry Potter movies? I was thinking, man, Hogwarts is a pretty shitty school. Now, I understand that, it's the old British boarding school, so more of the time has to be devoted to, like, sadomasochistic bullying. But, I don't know, as a teacher, I'm like, wow, this school sure sucks. Anyway, speaking of female aging, I was not aware of this, but apparently Madonna has become some kind of weird plastic mutant creature. Like, Jesus, Grandma, you're 65 years old. Stop trying to be sexy. Like, in general, why do women do this? Why do women get plastic surgery? It doesn't look good. Embrace your aging. You know who does look good still in, like, her 60s? Susanna Hoffs from the Bangles. She's not plasticed up, and she looks really good. I don't know, it must be some Egyptian magic or something. But yeah, I don't know, like people who get way too much work done on their faces, they end up looking like weird, like shaved lions. It's not a good look. Nobody has ever looked good with this. Yes, ladies, if you're listening, yeah, women don't listen to this show, but yeah, be like Susanna Hoffs instead. She's the same age as Madonna. She's looking damn good. I mean, granted, when you're a wealthy celebrity, you can afford proper skin care. But yeah, don't plastic yourself. Be proactive with your skin, not reactive. I say as if I've ever put lotion on my face in my life. I haven't. Also, you know what else is a weird plastic surgery thing they have going on nowadays? Like that buccal fat removal. Like they remove the fat in your cheeks to get that more, angular, like face look. Which, again, it's really going to catch up to you when you're older and you have this weird, like, crater face. Like having cheek fat will make you look younger in the long term. People, if you want to have like a more defined jawline, do what I do and chew rawhide. Yeah, I said it. I chew rawhide, and it gives me the Chad jaw. Jesus, woman. All right. Yes, vaguely related to Madonna. Kind of related to popular music. Apparently, Northern Europeans really like K-pop. So I'm looking at Eurostat. Which country has the most attractive men according to the young ladies 18 to 25 years? Okay, so we got Germany, we got Austria, Hungary, kind of going to like Macedonia, Romania, Russia. Yeah, they really like. They say that South Korea has the most attractive men. That's surprising. They must really dig that K-pop, which is also why his hair and Jungkook are trending. I really don't have any idea who these people are. I was never into the K-pop myself, but I guess it's nice that these overly plastic surgeon, pretty boys are popular with the ladies. I don't know, like the part of me that grew up in the 90s just reflexively sees like kind of soft, wimpy Korean boys and just kind of just recoils in horror. I'm like, why do these guys not have chins? Why are these guys not muscular? Like, this is how you do it, guys. But, apparently it works for them. For some strange reason, women like these, soft flower boys. Also on this chart, let's see, we have Turkey thinks that Kenyans are attractive. Yeah, I really like those tall, skinnies who can run fast, right? Also, yeah, what the hell, Turkey? Okay, let's see. Then we have, let's see, France says Spain, but curiously, Andorra likes South Korea. Then it goes around the horn here. The British say Ireland. Well, I mean, I suppose it's only more attractive than your average Englishman. Okay, and then we have Italy says Sweden. Yeah, I don't know. K-pop just kind of came out of nowhere and became cool. I mean, I was blindsided completely by it. Okay. C-Punk Messiah says K-pop is why North and South won't unite. Doesn't South Korea blast K-pop into like the DMZ as like a propaganda thing from what I heard? Ponythroat says K-pop rather than Mac Tonight's KKK pop. Well, that's rap, sir. Mac Tonight was a rapper. Turkey is really mining that coal. I don't even know if you can really call it coal mining if they're East Africans. They're more brownish than black, I would say. You'd really think that I would be happy that like Asian dudes are considered sexy nowadays, but I don't know. I feel like this is kind of a psyop. Like I don't know, maybe just the women I say this as if I'm not dating somebody right now, but like I don't know. I haven't seen like I don't see like young women going for like these K-pop dudes. And yes, I've been told that like they do like by some other women I've dated in the past, but like I don't know, I personally don't see it. Like I feel like if I'm not being like mobbed and like groped by women on the street randomly, then then we're not really considered sexy. But then again, knowing my luck, I spent my whole life like trying to build myself into a pillar of like masculinity and vigor, and then like that's gonna end up screwing me because it's like, oh, you're not feminine enough to be attractive, so get out of here, like trap jaw. Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen. I mean, my thesis that all Asian problems revolve around the perceived lack of masculinity is still, in my opinion, absolutely correct. And I just don't think that like, little femboys prancing about is really going to help matters in the long run. Basically, I'm just doing pro bono advertisement for the Who, because I would prefer them to be popular rather than, Blackpink and BTS and all these, prancing flower boys. Yeah, I'm looking at a dude right now. I mean, I don't know, he looks like a teenage boy, and I just don't see why women would find that attractive. And he's got nice hair, though. I'll give him that. Sibong Messiah says Asian men need more Guan Yu tier badassery in their lives. Yes, they do. I mean, at least in my life, that's always been the problem. The perceived, wimpiness and effeminacy, which, all went away in my college years when I started hitting the gym for, some mysterious reason. My life objectively got better, so I'm never going to stop apostolizing that. But the thing with K-pop is, like, there's always going to be, like, some kind of, like, dancing pretty boy, gadding about, no matter what the race is. So I guess it's not my thing, but I get the appeal, I suppose. It's just more than I can say for some genres of music nowadays where, like, I don't understand how anybody could possibly like this. Like, I had some music students try to play me some, like, new, crap, and I'm like, this is garbage. Okay, here's a story about pop music. So I had two saxophone students. One of them had the Mamma Mia soundtrack, so I was, forcing myself to learn, like, ABBA. And, as I'm playing these songs, I'm like, these are actually well-written songs. Like, the chord progressions are good. Like, the harmonies are good. Or rather, I should say the harmonies are, they're, musically competent. Like, they're done. Like, the people, Bjorn and Benny are clearly, talented musicians, and they could have written in, genres that I like. But, of course, pop and disco, that's how you make the big bucks. So, even though it's not my thing, I can see, the appeal and I can see the talent involved. Whereas this other kid, he wanted to play some, I don't know who it was. I was like, this is garbage. Like, it's, the person who wrote this has, like, the faintest modicum of any musical ability. Like, it sucks. Like, it just sucks. Like, it's not well written. It's very simplistic, and it's garbage. Okay. Oh, Jesus, now there's 7 people watching. Okay, Ronnie Chang says agents should be elected to the president. They can moderate anything. Yes, yes. Yeah, Ronnie Chang's he's a funny guy. And I said it before and I'll say it again. That Shang-Chi movie kind of sucked the big one. If Marvel wanted to be successful, they should have made Ronnie Chang Shang-Chi. He would have kicked everybody's ass. Yeah, C-Punk Messiah says Lubu as well. Big dick energy. Yeah, speaking of, on Twitter the other day, I made a post about Zhang Zongcheng, the warlord from the 20s. That guy had some serious big dick energy. And I mean that literally, since apparently his wiener was the length of a pile of 86 silver dollars stacked on top of each other. And that's pretty damn big. Yeah, I take the third option. I say he should have won the Chinese Civil War. Yeah, but I digress. So yeah, yes, the Northern Europeans and the Eastern Europeans like the K-pop. Yes, I have heard that Russian ladies, and actually I do know this from experience, they do actually like the Asian dudes, which again might not be so much promoting the virtues of Asian men so much as, when your average Eastern European dude is basically like Shrek wearing a tracksuit. I mean, I guess Asian dudes look good in comparison. Whoops, sorry, that was offensive. So, yeah, any Asian dudes listening, try going to Northern Europe. You might get some. But again, I'm going to, doubt and cast aspersions on the popularity of K-pop until I get groped in the streets. I say as if my female students aren't undressing me with their eyes. But again, I don't know if that's specifically because of my ethnicity or because I have, the Chad jaw, which I've worked my ass off for. and, the general swollenness. All right, we're coming towards the end of the stream. Okay, and what better way to signify that with a nice little bit of Wagies posting L's. Yeah, there are a few of these this week. Amazon, of course, leading the way in modern serfdom. Thank you for all your extra hard work from Amazon. Here's a pack of extra gum. This is a company that makes $200 billion in profit a year. They give people gum as a reward. I briefly worked in the Amazon procurement center, and they take very big precautions to make sure that people don't bring guns into the office. And I assure you that everybody does want to bring guns there. I mean, I kind of understand the appeal of going postal after working at Amazon, to be honest. Okay, let's see what else is happening to the Wagies. We got Marty the Robot, which I actually have in my meme reel, so we don't need to discuss that. Okay, let's see. We have a sign saying, effective immediately. All staff must leave their cell phones on and make themselves available when not on shift. You are always on call. You must answer calls from Gary, and you are asked to cover a shift. You must do so without complaints. It is not optional. We all need, spelled with one extra E, to work together to help the company succeed. Let's set record profits this quarter. Go team. Yes, record profits, which the Wagie will not see a penny of. You'd really think that people would understand that if you want people to work harder, you could give them more money. But apparently this eludes people. I mean, if I had a company, I would... Well, I mean, I technically do, but I'm the only employee. Yes, if I had a company, I would certainly pay my wages, a halfway decent wage. I have that empathy, which comes from doing backbreaking labor. Okay, then we have another oldie but goodie. Free expired soda to all employees. I'm sorry, free expired pop to all employees. Smiley face. It's good to see that nice Minnesotan people can dick over their employees just like anybody else. Wow, expired soda. Thanks, Mr. Gunderson. Wait, they call it pop in the South too, don't they? It's amazing how it kind of spreads all around the country, but not in the Northeast. Okay. And for the last Wagie posting L, there will be no call-offs accepted Saturday, 12/23 or Sunday, 12/24. So this is Christmas Eve, just FYI. No babysitter? Find one. If your child's sick, buy some medicine. If you're sick, get some medicine. Car trouble? Call Uber. We're $1 million company. Let's act like one. Signed, Jenny. Yeah, fuck your children. Come to work, Wagie. Oh, and by the way, the woman used the wrong form of your. It's Y-O-U-R, sick. The correct one would be Y-O-U''R-E. I wish middle managers knew how to spell. Okay. Seapunk Messiah says, on the topic of music, have I listened to the Dynasty Warriors soundtrack? No, I have not. Truth be told, I never really played any of the Dynasty Warriors. Let me... Man, I did play the Romance of the Three Kingdoms games. Okay, the first Dynasty Warriors was on the PlayStation, so I can play that. With my totally legal PlayStation, wink wink, nudge nudge. Now, I don't have an emulator. And finally, I've recently been getting into those, 80s sitcom AI generations. I mean, AI does still kind of creep me out. Part of me still wants a Butlerian jihad, but I'm amused by, such and such show as an 80s fantasy movie or such and such show as a sitcom. I was watching, Super Mario, Zelda, Simpsons, Family Guy, Warhammer 40,000. I would watch all of these. Great. Now I'm getting an audience up right when I'm done with all my prepared remarks. Rick says, yours world, he's the man. Yes. That was one of the first first reviews of Spoonies that I ever saw. You're the hunter of the future. No, I still miss you, Spoonie. Last I checked, Spoonie is still living with his brother, who actually made something of himself. Yeah, Spoonie had a house in Arizona, which he lived in with his lady friend. She dumped him. He couldn't pay off the house. I just want to clarify that Spoonie was literally making more than $5,000 a month just from Patreon, probably more from YouTube, another couple of thousand there. So the dude could have made a living wage doing videos, for the foreseeable future, but he blew it. He blew it just because I don't know, he crashed into slumber. Okay, Ponythroat says, did you ever play an arcade beat 'em up called Warriors of Fate? No, I did not. I'm going to look that up right now. I'm also done with my prepared remarks, so you can talk as you will. Okay, Warriors of Fate. Okay, this is sort of like mythological China-based. Okay, it's pretty groovy. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. But no, I did not play that. Yes, I'm done with my prepared remarks, so if you people want to say something, you can say it now. Also, I'm definitely going to have to play the first Dynasty Warriors at least. It's the only one I can play since I don't own a PS2, but I do have a PS1. Wink, wink. Yeah. Hey, say what you will. Hmm. Okay, Rick says, if Warhammer was an 80s show, would that be Incredible Hulk followed by Space Hulk? Probably, yes. Did the Bill Bixby Incredible Hulk show run into the 80s? I thought it ended in the 70s. Oh, and also apparently the first Dynasty Warriors was actually a fighting game, not a Muso. I did not know that. Okay, Rick says that was his mistake. All right, so seems like we're mostly done here. So, for Larsen Halleck, I'm Larsen Halleck. All of you have a good day.